Welcome back to Midlife Gaming. This is episode 4 of our Factorio Let's Play Like a Noob, Let's Play Like a Beginner. Let's have fun and just get on with it. So last episode, you might remember we did some bits and pieces with factory. We didn't do a lot in terms of building the factory, but we've got things automated, like we get our miners automated. We've got some of our factories, we've increased our research, and did a few little bits and pieces off camera. But the first thing we're going to do is just grab and select a new research here. So what we've got at the moment is we're going to get some automated rail stuff. This is for the signals for the railways. We will need that. And what we'll do, we'll queue up these fluid cars as well, because that's going to be useful for transporting oil about, which we're going to want to do as well at some point. And we'll just go through these researches as we get along. Plastics, we'll do that later on. I think we're going to want to grab a bit more projectile damage and projectile shooting speed for the moment, and we'll get that going. So what we want to do today, basically I want to build our steel factory today and get that up and running. So let's get over there, and I had a little tidy up over there, and I've grabbed some more resources. I've also put some more miners down on our iron patch here so that we can actually exploit as more as iron as possible. As you can see, it's filling up quite a lot, so we shouldn't run out there anytime soon. I've done the same with the copper, just because I want to make sure we've got plenty of copper on our run, on the belts. And power and everything's running at the moment still well, so let's click on that. I think power wise, still about 4 megawatts we're using, and we've still got about 7.2 that we can exploit, or that we can use. So let's get over here and try and run down some trees on the way and destroy them. Oh, here we go. We're down here, aren't we? See, the beauty of having a map and not using it, eh? Okay, so I think the first thing we're going to want to do is really put some power down over here. So we should really have done that to start with. We do have these new power poles, which we should use. But we don't have any steel at the moment to build. Oh no, we do. Sorry, apologies. We do have some steel. So let's just grab a couple of those. We'll grab 5 of those at the moment. And these are longer poles. And what they do is once you put them down, they give you a lot of range between them. So you can cover big areas quite quickly, which is very handy. So we'll get those on our little hotbar down here. Pop those on there. And the first one we're going to want to put in, let's put it in. Let's put it here for the moment. So it's connected to there. It's only a short connection to there. But the next one, as you can see, will stretch out quite far until there. That's the next one. And what you can do is you can hold down the control key as you go along. And as you go along, you hold down the control and it will just place them as you need to. Oh, it should do. I'll confirm. I believe it's the control key. It's been a while since I played this. So there you go, got quite a long range there, so it uses less poles, a lot easier for us to muck around with. There we go. So we start putting some miners in over here as well. There's not a lot of iron here, but if we can just get what we can out of this, should help us. And you can see that little grey area around the miner is actually the area that it covers and it's going to exploit. There's quite a lot of iron here. So I think we can put a couple of miners in, we'll get them overlapping as much as possible. We'll just try and get as much iron out of here as we can. Yes, there's about 5 there, so that's really good. And we won't have any there. That's not really going to help us having any there. But this side, yeah, we should try and get some in there as well. But I think maybe the best way to do this, I wonder. Okay, we'll do it this way. We're going to try and cheat a little bit. I don't think we're about to do what I want to do. Okay, I'll be back with this. Right, there we go. That's a little bit of a better way of doing it. It's going to make the belt fill up a little bit too much one side more than the other, but I don't think that's going to be the worst thing in the world. We could just put in a little balancer there and help that go into there a bit better. Yeah, there we go. That should balance that fairly well. And did we pick up? Yeah, we did pick them. Yeah, we need to drop that into some to smelter later on. Okay, so we want our coal belt to come in next because we want coal with this. So what we're going to do is build iron plates first and then throw them straight into the furnaces to make steel out of it. So we're going to want some coal coming across here. So I'm wondering the best way to get the coal out, maybe we extract it this way, like this. I don't think we'll need this much coal, but we will just put it on a belt anyway, get what we can out of it. And let's just pop some more power in here. One there and just there. Fantastic. So we've got coal, and we're going to want the coal going all the way across here. And where do we want these two to meet up? Let's get them like this. So I think we'll do a belt of coal and a belt of iron together. And then we're going to want to smelt this down. I think we'll do it here. So we'll move these out of the way. We'll go west to east on this. We'll put the burners in here, we'll make the steel here, and the steel can go underneath and join up with the rest of the main bus from there onwards. Okay, let's go with that idea. So we're going to want a row of these for the iron. Actually, let me just check quickly. I want to see, what does the iron take to build? I'm sure it's 4 iron. Oh, it's 5 iron plates. Okay, so 5 iron plates in a stone furnace makes 1 steel. Okay. Right. 16 seconds to make it. Okay. It works out about 1 to 1. So one of those will produce 5 iron plates in the same time as one of these produces 1 steel plate. So if we throw 5 in there, it produces 1, and that should be a fairly even ratio. Let's go with that for the moment. Let's say we'll build, yeah, let's go with 10. 10 for now. And we'll get the iron there first. Actually, I wonder if we want the iron and the coal on there. Let's get the belts on it first and see what we want to do. And then we'll do a... Let's just get rid of that there. We don't want there. We want to put these here like this. There we go. And then we want more of these here. How are we going to get the coal into there? Because we need coal in those as well, aren't we? Need coal there. Which it won't take out of these furnaces. So we'll need coal coming from here on a red belt. So we'll have an output belt here for the steel. That will go back to our base that way. And then we're going to want a belt for the coal coming along here. So yeah, straight away I can see the iron should go along here and the coal should go along there with it. And then break off the coal onto this one as well. So let's get these inserters here as well. Just to output our steel onto this belt. Now we're going to need a lot of steel, so later on this is going to be useful to have if we get our iron over from this other patch as well. Because we can use this iron and feed it straight into there on a train. And we'll build a train line somewhere down here. Train station for that to happen. So we've got lots of space still, we're good. We're good with space. And we need some power poles as well, so let's just pop these in. Pop those into there. And the same down this side. Keeps it all neat. That should keep those running. Okay, this is the design I ended up figuring out. And if you look at this, I've just realised I've missed out the red inserters. So let's go and grab a couple of those. Pop those on the jobs here. But for the moment, this is taking the ore and the coal from this belt, putting it in here, turning it into plates. The plates then going into here, and this is going to take the coal from here, fire these up, and then it should spit out the steel plates for us. So put one there, one there. I've just realised I've not got enough either, so I need to build a few more. As you can see, it's going to throw a little bit of coal into each one of those. And I'm just going to need one more belt there to go along. There we go, sweet. And then these will start producing iron steel plates. There you go. Look at that. Perfect. And what we'll do, we'll put our little balancer in here so that they go on both sides of this belt. So I put it the right way around. There we go. And now we have steel being built, and we can increase this later, build more, add more to it. We can even just bring the plates in directly later ourselves, or we could just rebuild this if we need to. But for the moment, we're just taking this iron from up here, so it's not going through our main supply, which is the main concern I have. Is I don't want to use too much of our own iron. It's handy if we just exploit all this out. There's enough there to last us well, it's 160,000 I think it was. Should last us a fair amount of time, and it just keeps running until we run out. And by that time we should have another steel source somewhere else, or iron supply. So we'll just grab these off of here. We'll leave our gun there for the moment. So where do we want to bring this in to our base into? Because we're going to need to get the iron or the steel on the belt. I'm not really sure the best place to bring this in at. We're a little crowded over here. I think it probably under here would be a good way to start, along with the copper. And maybe we'll run it through this way and bring it up to here and along. And then we start building from there. Got a few belts. We're going to need a few more though. I did rebuild this little bit over here. So this little bit here before was the belts production. Don't know why I've got that there. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Took this apart and I rebuilt it here. It seemed a bit easier, and also later on we're going to need red belts, so we're going to start building the red belts too, and we'll use this as the area we want to build red belts from. Also, once we increase the capacity of these green circuits, what we'll do, we'll start taking the circuits off of here and use them to build other things like splitters and stuff, which we don't need at the moment. We've got a fair amount of splitters still. We can build those as we go if we need to. So do we need more factories? No, we're good for those. We're good for miners. So yeah, we're all good there. And what seems to be missing down here? Red science seems to be a little slow. Okay. Now we've got these blue factories here. They actually are faster, and they produce less pollution as well, which is good. They just consume more electricity, I believe. So they're probably better than the ones we're using. So we might start looking to replace some of our stuff with those later on. But we will need to build these, and we'll build these in a factory that builds factories, if you know what I mean. It'll be a lot easier that way. What we'll probably do is the same thing with the green science, because that looks like it's also starting to slow down a little bit. But as we get more into our research, these take a lot more science packs. And as you can see, they are slower at producing the research. And as we get on for later research, you can see some of these ones down here will take hundreds and sometimes even thousands of science packs to get in there. That's not a problem. We'll get to that. We're okay for copper. Don't think we need anything else for the moment. So yeah, let's see if we can get this steel plant built. Or this production line. So as you can see, the steel is actually quite slow to make. So then you need more of it. So we can extend this later, and we probably will do. But for the moment, it just gives us some basic starting capital, I guess you want to call it. We'll go down under here. And I know we're building a lot of belts, but it doesn't matter. These belts will just stay full up eventually. And we'll jig these around later if we need to. I don't want to go too near the research centres because I want to use those later. And probably we will just go along here. We can use this steel along the lines for other stuff. But funnily enough, the military research, which is very convenient. There we go. Right. Now we've got steel getting onto that main bus. Fantastic. That's really nice. Okay, what do we need to do next? We could probably put some more coal in if we have any. No, we've got some wood though. We'll throw some wood in there. We've got quite a lot of it. Did a little bit of deforestation earlier on. There you go. We've got little bits appearing there. And what we can do, we could actually just add more burners to this as we need to later on. But I think for the moment, that'll keep us going just for the now. There you go. Lovely. Right. What's next, I wonder? Okay, I think it's time we started getting some military science up and running. So we'll grab this gun and bring this down here a little bit. And we'll put a couple down here, just in case anyone gets through our defences. We'll probably just bring them over here. Just to be sure. I have a feeling we'll get attacked from this direction at some point. One there, and we'll just put the other one there for now. Ammunition wise, oh, we've only got 17 rounds in there. Alright, let's split that between the two. We'll come back and fill those up later. No rush on those at the moment. Have we lost our jeep? There it is. We'll go grab our jeep, get around a little quicker. Wear out our shoe leather otherwise. We can get later augments for our armour, which makes us travel around faster and walk faster, which is pretty good actually. It's pretty handy to have that. We need better armour before we can do that. It gets a bit much otherwise. Okay, so what do we do here now? What do we need? Right. So I think we'll put our black science in down here. Let's go and get a new research going before we do that. Our RAL signals, yeah, we'll grab those. Definitely need those. And we'll get onto the other basics of these later on. Circuit network, I don't think we really need. It's one of those things that if you want to start putting in little circuits like little counting machines and various things to set off alarms and stuff, you can do that. I tend not to. I find it quite complicated to get into that side of things. You can use it. It can be useful. And then sometimes if you want to, you can really go down a rabbit hole with it and automate everything with it. I think the most I've ever used it for is to set up an alarm to warn me that I was running out of fuel for my reactors when I had nuclear fuel processing, just so that you can be anywhere on the map and it will tell you you're running low, so you can go and just make sure your mines aren't running out or something like that. So it's useful for that sort of stuff, but we won't probably bother with that too much. Okay, military science, what do we need for that? So we're going to want to have armor-piercing rounds, grenades, and walls. Now, walls we're doing already. Grenades, we're going to need coal and iron plates. And piercing rounds, we're going to need copper, steel, and firearms magazines. Right, the firearms magazines we can make quite easily up here from iron plates. We can do that fairly simply. So we'll probably do those. We'll do those over here, and then we can build the red magazines as well on this side. We'll have them going this way. That's probably the best thing to do with those. Right, okay, bear with me. I will start that and I'll be back. Right, there we go. Very, very small, compact little factory that's now producing our red ammunition. So it takes 1 yellow, 1 steel and 5 copper plates, which it's getting off of the main bus here. So the copper plate's coming down, it's grabbing the steel as it goes past and splitting it onto one belt. And then these guys here are just producing the yellow ammunition for it. And that should keep up with these guys. So these take 1 second each to process. So we're getting 3 of these a second, and these take 1, but they make an ammunition or a magazine every 3 seconds. So we should eventually end up with a surplus of yellow ones on there, which is fine. And then these ones here will just keep producing these guys here, and these red ones until they run out of space. So what we'll do, we'll actually put a cheeky box on there and steal some of those for ourselves, because we will want those ourselves as well. We'll pop that just there for the moment. and it's just going to build up as it goes along. We'll put up to about 5 slots for the moment. So what we will do is try to get this ammunition into a factory that's going to start building the military science. I'm not sure the best way to do that at the moment. I probably will put it somewhere in the middle of here, and then it can use it to extract it out here on this belt and then go into these as it needs to. And as I say, we'll feed these across on a belt that will fit in there somewhere, and that should fill up the military science. But I need to get these walls a bit more built up and designed. I need to figure out a way of getting coal in here as well for the grenades, because we're going to need it for these burners too. So maybe I'll bring a belt of coal down here somewhere. I know we're using a lot of coal, but it's getting to a point where we need it. So I might just bring stone this way and make bricks, and then bring the bricks back and make walls. But then at the same time, see if I can take some of this out and make some iron plates to make into grenades. Yeah, okay. Leave that with me. I will figure that out, and then we'll tie it all up into one little bundle, and it'll be neat and tidy, we hope. Right then, so far we've managed to get some more stone coming out of here. So I've grabbed all the stone that I can from here, and I've just realised that one there has no belt to output onto. Let's just pop that on there. There we go. So that's all the stone. Stone is now going to follow this little route down here, and it goes into these furnaces here, along with some coal that's been taken from up top there, and that's now producing these bricks. These bricks will go back down this way here along this line, which we're putting in a second, and these bricks will go into making walls, and we'll put some factories down here in a minute to make some walls. And once they're made, they'll go back on the line. What we've also done is grab some of this coal here and some of this iron, and we're making some more iron plates here. And then we're throwing it on a belt mixed in with some coal, and that's going here to make hand grenades. And these hand grenades are great stuff. They're very useful. But they're going on the little belt there, and they're making their way back to the main bus as well. So we'll just carry on down here with these for the moment. And what we will do is actually stop there. I wonder where we can get some factories in here. We'll probably build them this side. Or is it worth doing it that side? Yeah, I guess we could. I'll have a think about that. I'll build that in a moment, and we'll get back to you when I've built that. But so far, we've got the steel coming in, which is great. The steel's building up on that line, as you can see, quite nicely. We'll get all these out of here in a minute, so we don't need these in the way. And we have the hand grenades coming in here as well, which I'm going to take some of these hand grenades in a bit. We've got ammunition coming in here too, which is great. Building that up nicely, we'll take all of those. And then we will merge these lines. This one and this one will get merged into one. And the bricks also will go in there. And for the military science, it needs 2 walls, 1 red magazine, 1 grenade. So it'll be 2 belts. We'll put all the walls on one belt, and we'll mix these onto one belt as well. We'll go across it like this. And we'll put that going up there. We can go onto that belt as well. There we go. And then we want the stone bricks coming in somewhere up here as well. So we'll probably bring them in. I don't know, maybe there. We'll think about that, but not necessarily there. And then we'll have our factories here, taken out, and then they'll throw the black science into these. And that will be excellent. Excellent. Right, can't park there, mate. Let's get that out of the way. Actually, we'll drive that back down here and get our factories put in. There we go. One fully operational wall factory. Not the most exciting factory in the world, but it is going to be one of the most useful later on. Even now, in fact, it's useful. We can grab these walls as we need to and just top our own supply up if we want. Now we need to work out how we're going to get these up on that belt there. And linked up with these guys. We can delete these bits here though, first of all. That's not going to be a problem. And then we'll get them into those factories. So let's do that. Okay, and there we have it. We've taken all our walls, which are down here, and we now have them sitting here along with our hand grenades and our red magazines going into these 4 little factories here, all of them producing our military science. Now it's a little slow and it's not up to speed yet. I can probably do a lot more of these red magazines, but unfortunately they're all being taken for our own supply. These will build up and get faster and faster, and also we'll probably increase these machines and replace them with better versions. That'll probably be the next thing we do, and maybe even these guys here just to get them running faster. These are putting the black sites out onto the belt. These are then coming down to here and then getting passed through via these inserters into the belts, into the research centres. As you can see, they're sitting there now waiting for their research to come along. That's just occurred to me, we've actually done no research recently, so let's just have a quick look at our research and see what we've got left of the red and green, and actually what there is that we could do in the black science. Oh, we can actually do modular armour now, so we can use that. That's only 100 science, we've got plenty of that built up. We can do the blue science, which is chemical science. We're not anywhere near that yet. But military science, definitely we can increase our research on these. That's 300 though, that's quite a lot. Yeah, it's very, very high. We can have these little defender capsules as well. These are, yeah, just little robots that follow you around. I don't really use them often. Maybe I should. But the important thing we do want to unlock is this bad boy here. So we will queue that up for research now. It's going to take a little while to get it done, but I think for now we probably should use it. Actually, do you know what? We'll cancel that. Yeah, we will cancel that and we'll put that there, and we'll do flamethrowers next. I want these grenades to get a bit more powerful first because we're going to want to use those ourselves later on. Okay, what I've done, I've just actually built a couple of these, and I want to upgrade these factories here to make these quicker. Probably now thinking back with hindsight, I maybe should have made a few more of those, maybe 6 instead of 3. But it is what it is. We can adjust it later maybe. Might do it off camera if we end up doing that. I'll think about it. So for the moment we can just upgrade them. So what we do, we've built some of these number 2 assembly machines, and all we do literally is just pop over the top of them and just place them over the top, and that upgrades them, and we don't have to disassemble anything, and literally it makes them go faster now. The only thing there is the slow speed of the copper, because the inserters aren't very quick. So that's delaying it now, so there's an ingredient shortage. But we've got plenty of copper, so what we should do is make these faster. And as you can see then, we start getting into an arms race of making faster inserters for faster factories, which then runs out of resources, which then means we need to produce resources faster, which means faster miners. And then you go on and on and on. So that is the kind of nature of the beast. So what I'm going to do is quickly just grab a couple of these manually, and I'm going to pop these on my hotbar down here. I want to make these faster, so I'm going to change these around. It's the same as a factory, just click over the top of them and off they go, and they're much quicker. Look at the speed of that, and that's just filling these up before they've even run out and they're full up. Also, these factories, these new ones, as you can see, the difference is if you click on one of these, it's just the input and the output. That's all there is. If you click on one of these, you've got the inputs, the output, and then you've got these little slots down here. As you can see, if I hover over it, modules that we can make later on. And these do things like these ones here, increase the speed and increase the efficiency. So I think the efficiency is, I forget if it's power or something like that, but speed obviously makes it make products quicker. So later on, you can get these running up quite quickly, and it's good because you can have fastest belts, but then you need something to be able to produce the items quick enough to put on the belts, so it gets a lot quicker. And if you're building something where there's a lot of stuff like the high density structures later, that will make a lot of difference. And as you see, just looking at this, you can see already these are throwing out more of these than they were earlier. They were making one every 16 seconds, and now they're doing them every 3 seconds. Oh, look, we've got flamethrowers. Excellent. Right. We are going to want to get more of these bits and pieces as well. Let's get some more of these things here. Right, let's just start unlocking as we go. Oh, there's stronger explosives. We'll go with that. Well, that's 200. We won't go with that. I want to get something a little cheaper first of all. Don't want to use our dark science up just yet. Okay, let's just start in the order we're in. We'll go with that. We'll grab that tool belt as well. We'll grab the sulfur and we'll grab the plastic. Not that we're going to use those anytime soon, but we will start on our road to getting those. Now, where we've built all this technology here and this research, this is brilliant because it also allows us to use this stone and this iron, or this steel rather, and the iron that's here. This is going to allow us to build railway track, which is mega important. Mega important. I am just going to quickly pop a splitter there so that this will put all of this onto one side, or both sides of this belt. And I've also just noticed this is running out of capacity. It's not able to keep up. We've got this cliff in the way, unfortunately, so we're stuck with that. We can destroy these later. We get cliff explosives, which are built with out of iron and explosives and steel barrels, and they'll help us later on. But for the moment, we aren't maximising our efficiency here. I think probably 6 is overkill. Ah, we're getting an attack. Where are we getting that attack from? Right there. So we've upset someone. Someone down the south. Yeah, these guys. Oh, these guys as well. Ah, so our radar has exposed more of the land. So we've got stone there. Massive iron there. Massive iron there. We've also got uranium on the map now. That's enough uranium to get us to the end of the game. That's all we'll ever need for uranium. What else have we got here? Our copper patch is 3.7 million. Another 1.6 million iron over there. So we are alright for iron. We're alright for everything at the moment, I think. That iron patch there will be up to the end of the game, easily. As you can see, our pollution has gone quite far. It's going to start annoying some others up here soon, I think. We'll be fine. Once we get our flamethrowers in, we'll be alright. Provided we don't run out of oil. I think while we're down here, we're using this science up. Let's get some more of these labs built. Just increase our science research speed. It's very, very sensible to do that for now. And we'll just copy the same format across here. Putting these inserters in. So inserters coming down. And then inserters coming across. In theory, they'll all fill each other up eventually like this, but we just have a bit of efficiency there. So just drag this belt down a bit more to here, and then a little bit more power is needed there. There we go. Right. Let's increase our speed of our science again, and then we'll probably get another line in down here at some point. And as this iron here all diminishes, we can extend this along if we need to. We will eventually move all this out of the way. Once it's all disappeared, it will eventually run out. That one there actually has already run out. Get rid of that one. Any more? No, that seems alright. Yeah, that one looks okay. Yeah, there's still plenty of iron in there. And that's about too much. Little bits of efficiency here and there. So yeah, I think we'll leave it at that for the moment. So we've got our military science done today. Got lots of steel on the belt. We've got plenty of walls being built now, which is brilliant. And we've got grenades. We've got our ammunition. As you can see, that's being built still. That's really good. And yeah, we are looking good to get on to the next phase, which is railways. So yeah, choo choo. We'll be back soon, and we'll see you with the trains. Thanks very much. Bye bye.